This is Gerald Johan van Waas and the educational channel related with the book Sound in Form. This is a book about the meaning of letters, of sounds, how they are combined in words and how you can recognize the combinations in words as meaningful combinations. You can also learn how to recognize the forms that are associated with the letters. The method was never found as something that can work for all the words, simply because you cannot find exact associations with the letters individually, but because in combination they will change. And there's a method for it, how you can recognize these changes, how you can follow these changes, and how you can also change words into forms. And that is what the book is about. It is in 2 volumes as well, the development of the word and application of the word. The first one is about the background theory, and the other one is, let's say, about the background reality in certain scripts and other associations. It's available at Trafford. Let's go with this video. I already explained photo several times, and this time I will compare it to the word VOD, which I will explain in a minute what it is. Why do I do that? Because the F and the V are slightly different, and it makes you need some exercise to realize what is the difference between the filter of F and the direction of V, because they both start from the same kind of filter of trying to orientate on things that are slightly vague and try to find the direction and find the direction when it is changed into V. And the word that I used for it a couple of times was the word photo, and which is also on the cover of the first book in one method. And I also used a different method for it, so that you can see how F is a filter, FO is going towards processing the filter, and as you can see, the processing of different colors are combined so that you can find a combination in the middle in a new orientation of O. That's what I explained already a couple of times. And you could focus on these filterings very much, but there is a danger, because the F is a filter. That is the fine thing there. If you try to analyze the way how you use filters, how you direct the filters, how you use them, you're already going towards the different letter, which is the V. So it's filtering versus directing, and that's a danger if you want to change form, something into a form. The F and the V, they are very close together, but you're already directing it differently. The photo as the filter, it's focused on this fine material. That's very important. If you focus too much on the directing results, you almost have a different focus of letters. Then the F turns to V, and the T as the different points of that you have separately. They will try to get one focus together and try to find the direction in D. So you have more VODO, let's say, instead of photo, and it reminds me of the word VOD. So I will compare both words in this video. I already explained that the letter V is compared to the W is a whole kinds of waves or directions that are stimulating each other, are somewhat working together, but as soon as there is a deviation slightly, You could have a moment where the direction is changing, where you can see, oh no, I'm going into a different direction. It is directing into a certain direction. That's the V which is appearing there as I expressed it over there. This slightly change into the waves until you have a different wave, and that is the V. So let's design the word VOT. VOT is actually a Dutch word which is a rack or a tat. A rack is maybe the best word for it. So if you design the V here on the O and the T, which is actually a movement towards a place into an environment, you could say, then you have the basics for explaining and for to interpreting what it is, a VOT. But let's compare it with what a VOT, what kind of VOT we have, and then you immediately understand what this structure above means. VOT, or a rack here, you can see it flattened, but that's not the most important feature of a VOT, how it looks like. How does it look like? Once you throw it on the floor, once you do anything with it, you immediately have it goes into certain features of the structure of the fabric. And this is the kind of fabric which is explained in the letters, the V, the O and the T. And there's a certain range also what kind of forms this VOT or rack can have. And I explain it here above in the structure. So this structure is more or less the range of differentiations that you can have, or variation that you can have in the rack. And as I looked quickly up some examples on the internet, and I had these. You can see it all fits within this range. And how do I explain it with the letters? So you have the V, or the change of form over a certain area or surrounding, and this but it has to the focus is not much larger than the T. So the T is somewhere in the range of an area, and the D fits in there. So the range of the O and the D and the V, all of them together, if you see the range, how large it can be, so the range of change of form is not much larger than that. So you have here the V, the O, the T and the D, you are all within this range. That's more or less what it how it can be understood, how it can be combined. This so then you have the range of this word, of the formation of this word, without the content yet at this point. But by comparing it with photo and VODO, we will also understand its content. So let's I had this directions. I really directed photo or VODO towards the middle with a process of different examples, but it's not necessary that I do it like this. If I really follow the theory very exactly, and I have the F, the filter, and the O, the surrounding, I have this form. If I use the faux in the English, it's the filter, which you can express like this. It's the filter which is used into an environment. So this time I will not direct it immediately to a different O. So and then I will get to the T. So the T are the functional parts that are selected out of this process of filtering. So you have distinctive results that are filtered out. But it's not FOT or FOT with PH, it's actually FO with the O, so it's expressed like O. What does that mean? So the environment or the area which is filtered is it's actually a bit bigger. So you have here a doubled area. Mostly it's most easy to express it then with 2 times the vowel. So here I have very simply a double function or more functions or more filters. So there are different filters that take part. It's still the same idea as with photo. So the filter is applied here to this region with distinctive results, and it's sampled from different regions, different phases. It can be just like I had it before. So if it could be like with the photo with different colors. That's the same thing. You can have different filters. It's a combination of different filters in different environments, and that is filtered together. So if I then combine it into a new environment or in a combined environment, or the last letter, the O, I have these kinds of results with photo in Dutch or photo in English. It doesn't matter where this O exactly lies, but it is filtered. It is collecting the filter. So it's collected in one selective area. So this is also expressing the word photo. When I direct it a little bit too much, saying like I use this filter and I direct this filter towards the result, you have the danger of that it doesn't fit anymore with the filter itself, but with v. So then it's a little bit more photo, and that's not what you want. And you don't recognize the word so easily anymore. So that's not so perfectly correct. But it is attractive, of course, to explain it like this. You have these directions, the different colors, they go to a middle, so you have that here. But if I do that, it is very comparable to VOD, of course. But VOD, the rack in Dutch, actually, it has a double meaning. If something is a VOD or a rack, it also means it's useless. It doesn't show its use immediately. Let's say immediately, because a VOD has its use. But it has a use of directing things. So it's only about directing something, and if that has a purpose on its own, it's not about the filtering anymore. So that's a dangerous area to combine it too easily, because you go from one meaning to a different meaning. No, we have to focus on the photo. So what does really happen with photo? I express it a little bit different on the same area. In the same area I have these filters, the different filters. Here I don't use it in colors. I have the different filters, they come together and I combine them. I combine the different filters. Of course there are different filters in colors, and I try to go to one area where I collect them. And of course the T will filter out the functional parts. Here I designed the photo here at the left, and slightly different, but that's more or less the goal of the word photo. It's the goal. We try to filter what is useful, and if it's useful, we see it. The T's will pop out as the T sounds is also like it's a slight peak, so we filter that out. We notice this filter, and if it is correct, if it's filtered out well, we recognize the result, we recognize a pattern, so that then the filter worked very well, the photo worked very well, and we have a result of photo. On the other hand, if we focus too much on how we do that, how we filter process, it's not the photo itself, but we're focusing on the different filters and directing it. It's a completely different view on what we're doing. So it is actually doing something and trying to focus it, and we are directing the results. It's dangerous also with interpreting vowels and consonants in the combinations that we direct the results because we want to direct them. That way you cannot be sure if you filtered it well and you get the result what actually the result is. So it really depends then. With VOD you can only direct what you have, but you don't have it yet. So you only can use VOD as a usage to, not to filter something, but let's say to put something on in order, and let's see if this gets us good results. But you cannot be sure of the result, so it really depends on your practicality. The VOD or the rack It's used for cleaning, we know that as well. It's not used to write books, let's say. So we can recognize the results only with the well filtering. So even, let's say, even with when we don't understand the theory so well, as long as we filter enough, as we use filter, the results will come through. On the other hand, if we direct them too much and we use the puzzle of our imagination too much, we will not get the results of that are needed, but we only see how we work. That's the rack thing. So the rack is on itself is useless, but only the people, like the cleaning people, who use it and clean it well, they have result. It's not the rack itself that creates itself anymore, but the photo. That's the vision of filtering, and there you can create result with. So if you filter not very well, it's only up to you if you can do something, but what you can do with VOD is only think twice, thrice, force on what you do and start anew. Okay, this is a bit a double layer, sorry for that, but I hope you understand VOD and photo slightly better. Photo, I think, was clear enough. VOD as an object as well. The content was maybe a little bit more difficult, but there's always also if you design something and if you use a word, these words direct you into a certain direction and they will get the result that fit with that word. The same thing with also what you design. If you point out certain things, they will filter out what you're directing at and nothing else. And it's always different if you use different methods, if you use different words, and so on and so on, so on, so on, so on, so on. This was Gerald Johan van Was again. This was an addition to Sound Inform. It is a reference to the theoretical book, Development of the Word. I hope one day I can publish another book which is called Demonstrations, which will make it much more easy based upon what I say in the videos. It's not there yet, but the videos are there. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want to have more examples. You can learn gradually the same thing. It will not come easy, but after a while it will, at least you will learn from it or something from it. It's new, so it takes some time. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, watch the videos now and then, or simply check the book out, which is out on Trafford, and it's available in several places. Trafford also has an e-book. Okay, thanks again for watching. This was Gerald Johan van Was again. Until next time, bye-bye.